All right, sometimes you realize later in life that you're a crazy person. And there's no better way to realize that than to get a journal. Get a journal or a notebook or whatever. Journal kind of sounds like a little bit gay. All right, so get a notebook, marble notebook, and just start writing sometimes when you're in a bad mood or when you're feeling weird. And you will be shocked at some of the shit you write down. That much I could promise you. Now, I was having a day a few weeks ago that was like one of those days where you wake up and it's like a Limp Bizkit song. And I started thinking about how screwed up the world is and how screwed up our country and society and culture is, frankly. And I just started writing down. And here's what I wrote down. I'm going to reveal it to all of you right now. Shorts ideas, advice series. Men, don't get sick. Being an atheist is a pathway to wokeness, and it makes you an idiot. Anytime you are accused of being the opposite race, it's not a good thing. If you're white and somebody calls you black, or if you're black and somebody calls you white, that's not a compliment. All right? And apparently calling somebody white is never a compliment. And you're not supposed to notice that everybody's allowed to openly hate white people and say whatever they want to about them, and it should just be perfectly okay. I think that shit's got to stop. I technically don't count as a white person to the white supremacist types that are out there. There are very few, but they are out there because I'm Jewish. So, sorry guys, I know you probably want to recruit me because I'm awesome, but I'm not down with the whole like white supremacy thing. However, I will say I sympathize with your cause. I think everybody's been crapping all over white people for too long, and according to the narratives of today, that makes you a white supremacist. So, whatever it is, all right? Don't be a male feminist. Do not be a male feminist. It is the dumbest thing to be. You are a pervert and a creep if you're a male feminist. You have no virtue by being a male feminist. Don't be a feminist in general, but this is just for men. Women, you don't need to listen to this video. It's just going to piss you off. You're going to hate it. That's fine. Your senators hate you more than you know. So do your congressmen. They do not like you. They do not like us. These are not real people. They're not real people. They're sociopaths. Think about how much responsibility actually comes with being in Congress. And then look at the people that are in there and ask yourself, are these people of high moral virtue and high moral fiber? The answer is always no, no matter who it is. Ted Cruz is just as much a sleazebag as AOC. Let that sink in a minute. Because I know there's a lot of Ted Cruz fans, and I know there's a lot of AOC fans. And you know what? Neither of you should be fans of those politicians. They hate your guts. There's much more to world history than white man bad. That seems to be the only narrative we have if you're brought up in the American education system. White man bad, brown man good, men bad, women good. That's dumb history. It's what if Altice calls stupid Marxism. The American education system is being run by stupid Marxists. You need to know that. You need to know what Marxism is. If you don't know what it is, it's essentially communism, and everything that is going wrong in this country is a result of people having Marxist philosophy. John Candy in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles was considered fat at the time. He's not even really that fat compared to today's standards. Let that sink in. Everybody is too fat. You need to lose weight. If you're a man and you're overweight, it's time to lose weight. Get the shot. Do what you need to do. Go to the gym. You got to lose weight. You can't be a fat person anymore. Blaming the Jews for everything is intellectually lazy, even if it's true. I'll leave that there because I don't want to elaborate too much on that one because I'll probably get censored. But just so you know, I am Jewish. I probably already told you that once. But they do bear some of the blame for things that have gone on in the world. However, they can't be the only ones. And we need to get out of that mentality of like everything is the Jews. Because although they are in everything, there's other people too, and that keeps you misdirected. Disregard relationship advice from all boomers. Everything that the boomers told you is pretty much a lie. Happy wife, happy life, fuck you. That's bad advice. The right advice should be your family should be happy, you included. Don't just give in to your wife every time she asks you for a dog. You'll end up with 7, and it's not going to be good for you. You're being shit tested. You need to say no. Is there mewing in Africa? I don't know why I wrote that down, but I did. If you hate it here, if you're one of these people that is born in America, I'm not talking to any of the imports that hate it here. I'm talking to a person that was born in America. If you hate your own country, leave it. Because the thing I find so frustrating is that there's a lot of young people that walk around crapping all over our country and they've never been anywhere else. You know what? Go somewhere else. Go to the third world and then come back here and tell me how much America sucks. Because as far as I can see, America has a lot of problems. We have a lot of idiots here, but that doesn't make us not the greatest country in the world. We are the greatest country in the world, and we need to take that back. People need to get off this dumping on America thing, all right? You're allowed to be white. You're allowed to be American. You're allowed to be black. You're allowed to be American. You should be an American. Being an American should mean something. Being American is awesome. Being American means that we are better than everybody else in the world. And you should be happy about that because we have a great country that people are right now trying to ruin. And you, man, on the other side, needs to stop letting them do that. And you need to stop doing that yourself if you are doing that. We have problems. Yes, we are also awesome. And you should not feel guilty about that. Do not feel guilty about being from an awesome country. You should feel grateful, lucky, and blessed, and also worried that all of it can go away if we keep on the current trajectory. Men are going to have to step it up. There is way too much nonsense going on with transgenderism and people in the wrong bathrooms and all sorts of nonsense that if we were a country of strong men would not be going on. All right, the boomers were the weak men that created these hard times, and it's time for Generation X and millennials, the ones that are serious, to step up and say enough of the bullshit. We cannot live in a country that allows children to get sex changes. Yes, it's happening. Shut up, I'm not transphobic. It's happening, and it's absolutely ghastly, and it's amazing that we are allowing this to go on in our country. This is our country. This is all we've got. All right, and what am I? I'm just some guy on the internet ranting. Just another Jew with stuff to complain about. But I'm telling you, the nonsense has to stop, and it's got to come from men because it's not going to come from women. And the women will follow what the men lead if they do a good job leading. But right now, everybody's kept their mouths shut, and they're letting horrors happen that are happening that people aren't stepping up to. Racism test. If you're bitching about a group of people, ask, if I replaced blank with black people, would it be okay? The answer is usually no. Okay, so whoever you're bitching about, just ask, if I replace this with black people, would it be okay? A lot of people are doing that about white people. All right, whites, and I'm on your side on this one. Because although I am Jewish, to the naked eye, I look like one of y'all. Sexism. When making a statement about men, ask if it's okay to make the same statement about women. If it isn't, then it's sexist. Bingo. If men and women are equal, why is it never okay to hit a woman? That's because men and women aren't equal. We are equal under the law. We are different beings. It's okay to notice that. It's time to go back to that. We've gone crazy with wokeness in this country, no matter what side of the aisle you are on. We need to stop that. We need to start treating our women like women and our men like men. And our women ought to start behaving like women, and our men ought to start behaving like men. All right? Enough of the metrosexual. That's what got us here in the first place. Grow some facial hair. If trans women are women, why don't they have a gynecologist? You know why? Because they don't have a vagina. Because they're a man, just like I was. I don't want to say was, dude. I'm not trans. I know the surgery has gotten pretty good, but no. If trans men are real men, Where's their scrotums? They don't have one because they're women. Let's stop with the vernacular. Let's stop with the vocabulary. Okay? Vestite covers both of them. It is a mental illness. That doesn't make them bad people, and you shouldn't be mean to them. But you also shouldn't encourage their delusion. You don't tell a schizophrenic person that he's right and the voices are... Listen to the voices. They're accurate. Why are we doing that with these people? Somebody ought to love them enough to tell them, do not do this to yourself. You're going to regret it later. And that's not hate. That's love. That's what love actually looks like. It's telling somebody, no, don't do this. Yeah, I still got a bad tooth. Dear young women, I already told women not to watch this video. Fuck it, I'm not going to say that. Why do women who want to get married hate the ones that are actually trying to be feminine? The pick-me's are more psychologically stable than the ones bitching about them. I guess that one's for guys. That's pretty much all I got. I just found this notebook the other day. Thought it would be interesting to share with you. And that's that. If you hate it, that's fine. Tell me why. If you like it, good. Anyway, guys, I'm Case. I'm out. Sayonara. That wasn't a Nazi salute. I'm Jewish. Peace.